So with episode 11 of Gamers, we completely shift the scenery that we've been focusing on for a majority of this season, which is exactly what needed to happen. I didn't do a video on last week's episode 10, and that was mainly because there was nothing for me to say that I haven't already said, and that's not a bad thing when you're nearing the end of a season of a show, but I'm glad with episode 11 that they completely shift what we were looking at, even if all of the misunderstandings and all of the kind of dilemmas and just issues people are having within their relationships is more or less the same that we've been focusing on for quite a few weeks now. It's nice to throw them in a completely new setting, which is this Gamers Amusement Park, which looked absolutely incredible, and I wouldn't mind going to it myself, and it just helps bring out these characters even more in their fanboy and fangirl moments because they are such these heavy gamers such as Tendo as well as our main character Amano, and then other characters like Uhara as well as Agri just kind of looking at him like, can we just ditch these fools? It was nice to put them in a location that feels natural for the characters, but also just refreshes the dynamics, at least for one episode, because as much as I did enjoy episode 10 last week, it was the same stuff that we've been focusing on for so long, so it's nice to see them throw us in a setting that feels natural for these characters, but also refreshes it enough so that we're excited for episode 12 before the season wraps up next week. And I stick by what I've been saying. I think this is a show that I really don't want any more than one season of. Pretty sure we're not going to see anything come to a conclusion. It's going to be open-ended. It's going to tell us to read the manga. And that's fine for me. To be honest, what I might do with this series, if it is a very open-ended ending, maybe when the series is close to finishing the manga, I'll read the final few chapters of the manga. This is something that, as much as I love Gamers, I don't think I really want too much of this. I think 12 to 15 episodes is the perfect type of length for a series such as this, because I could easily see myself getting burnt out on any more than just this. Because as much as I enjoy these misunderstandings, as much as I enjoy these characters, this is something that could get repetitive for me, and I know some people have found it repetitive, but for me, for the most part, these 11 episodes have been fantastic to me, and I don't want too much of a good thing because that would ruin my enjoyment for the series. So no matter how it ends next week, I think I'm going to have an overall fun time with this series, and still regard it in a very positive note, even bad ending or all. But this was a fun episode just because I love seeing these characters interact, how there's all these different plans and how they're trying to keep their boyfriends or girlfriends, but at the same time, you have characters like Chiaki and just, she's trying to get into Amano's pants, essentially, and it's cute, it's simple, it's sweet, it's nice seeing them kind of traverse this amusement park, but for me, personally, the thing that made this episode so interesting is just seeing the different locations and scenery. There was a lot of cool just background shots and also just the montages of them going through this amusement park. It was all just fairly enjoyable for the most part and just had me smiling and cracking up, and just the overall editing that they were doing, like, this is something that I don't see a lot of people talk about. The way they shift from scene to scene and just the transitions that they use, they're fairly well done, like above most anime that I've seen within the past couple of seasons. I think the editing deserves a lot of respect, and not a lot of people give it that respect. Same with the OST. There are these very nice tracks that they'll use for maybe like 30 seconds on end, and then they'll stop using them. This soundtrack has a wide variety to it, and always feels like it amplifies those cute, silly, and just sweet scenes overall. This is just a fun series. Not everyone's gonna love it, not everyone's going to hate it, some people may just think it's okay, but for me, it just has such a good cast of characters, each of them having their own personality that bounce well off one another, and even though it's just character A likes character C, who likes character B, who likes character D, who likes character E, even though it is essentially just that mess of a nutshell, I think even though it's the same relationship drama that's been present for so long, it just feels like they're doing enough to keep the jokes interesting, and even when the jokes are repetitive, they do something each episode that makes it still interesting to watch. But I love this episode. I thought it was very fun. I just hope with episode 12, the final episode next week, they do something clever and similar to what they did with this week's episode. Will they? Who the hell knows? But this was a fun episode overall. Anyone who's been enjoying Gamers is going to dislike this episode. If anything, it might refresh some of your enjoyment for this series, because it's nice to see a group of gamers, some who are really heavy into gaming and some who are just kind of casually gaming, go into a location such as this and seeing the kind of different personas and how some of them are very into this location and others are just kind of like, can we ditch these fools and go be normal? It's just a very fun episode overall. There's not a whole lot to dissect and digest, but it was fun, and it'll be interesting to see if episode 12 is going to go more into the Chiaki romance. I could easily see episode 12 ending with the relationships as they are, and then it's going to be open-ended, go read the manga, which is fine for me. I feel like at the end of the day, Amano's not going to stay with his girlfriend. I feel like it is going to end in a breakup or something, but they're still going to be friends. It just feels like that has to happen, and I don't feel like Amano is going to be the guy who's going to really end up with anyone. I could be wrong, but this is a fun series. I'm excited to see what they're going to do for their final episode, if they go anything anime original, if they're just going to leave it open-ended, go read the manga, or if there's a good stopping point. Either way, I've had fun with this show, and I can't wait to see how it's going to end next week. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What did you think of this Gamers Amusement Park? What was your favorite joke or just part in the episode overall? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And before you leave, smack that like button, share your support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.